Hello everybody, Epic Mewtwo here. Today we are finally back with another figure unboxing, and I'm sure as you can see we are in a new position right now. We are in a new spot, that's right. I mean, you guys know by now that I finally got to move. So this is the temporary setup for figure unboxings. I'm going to figure out something maybe a little bit better in the future. But for now, this is what we got. We got a smaller table than before, but I think it'll work out okay. We got two new boys to unbox today. As you can see by the title, we're going to unbox Gogeta. But before we do that, I think in honor of the new place, we should spice it up a little bit. So I got some things here that we will definitely open eventually. But, well... thanks, Gogeta. That will definitely open eventually, but for the time being, we will just have in the background here, if it'll balance there. Perfect. Alright. So I just wanted something there at least in the background, right, to kind of spruce it up a little bit. I'm sure eventually I'll get something actual. There you go. I'll get something a little bit more, you know, professional, but for the time being, we need a little bit of decoration in the background, right? By the way, we will be opening these on the channel. That's coming soon. Anyway, let's get into what we got in front of us here. As you can see, we have the very first Gogeta Blue figure that we're going to be unboxing on the channel, and this guy is an absolute behemoth. Let's go ahead and get him out of the bubble wrapping. Now, a little bit of info on this guy. By the way, we don't have the rainbow knife right now. Can't find it, so we're using my red, white, and blue knife. A little bit of info on this guy. First of all, in my opinion, he is the best Gogeta Blue figure that they've released so far. As well, he is a Namco arcade exclusive Gogeta. So basically what that means is that you can only get him from arcades in Japan. I was lucky enough to find him on eBay for 30 bucks when they first announced him. Man, Gogeta ain't gonna stay, is he? That's okay. I can always just take it down if I need to. But when they first announced him, I checked on eBay and found him for 30 bucks from a seller on there. Now his price has gone up. The lowest I've seen him for recently is like 60 bucks. So he's a little bit pricey now, and that's just because, again, he's a Namco exclusive, so you can only get him from the arcades, right? So you can't get him anywhere else. I don't know if they'll localize him. I don't think so, simply because he is this like exclusive thing. Let's see if we can get the bubble wrap off, or if I have to rip it a little bit more. Yeah, I gotta rip it a little bit more. And as you can probably see by the little thing on the side here, there are a few more of this guy actually besides the blue one. There is a Super Saiyan version and a base form version besides the blue version. Low key, oh, the box is really damaged. That's kind of unfortunate. It came in this weird, like, here, I have it right here. Came in this weird, like, bag. I don't know why, but it was just bubble wrapped in the bag. That's okay. But as you can see here, there are three variations of this guy. There is the Super Saiyan Blue one, there is the Super Saiyan one, and the base form one. I had the opportunity to get the base form one, but I didn't, and I low-key regret it because he's actually the most expensive one now. He's the least expensive because, like, who wants Super Gogeta after all the figures we've had in history? I think this was stuck on there so that there could be a hook for the crane game. That's kind of cool. But yeah, there's the side of the box there. There's another side of the box. And then there's the front of the box. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I was like curious what that red thing was. On the top here we have just the same art again. Of course, the Toei animation sticker right there showing that this is authentic. Bottom is just our normal Japanese text. And let's get this boy open. So yes, as I said, in my opinion, this is the best Gogeta Blue figure that they've released so far. I'm kind of I don't know, like, that's why I really wanted him, because I saw him and I'm like, bro, I need that one. That one is like the best out of everything that they've shown so far. Because there are a couple, and I have gotten a couple of other Gogeta Blues. They are making a Grandista one, which I also have purchased and will come later this year. But that one might top this one, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright. Bro, this is so exciting. This is our first Gogeta Blue figure. Oh, this is so exciting. That cardboard is really weird. Okay. Alright, so we have the boy right here. in all of his glory. Oh my gosh. Oh, it looks so cool. Okay, let's see if we can get him out here. Is there a hole? There is a hole. There we go. I was trying to look like, is there a hole to get him out? So first things first, let's take a look at Gogeta. Oh my gosh, they did him so good, bro. So they opted for a little bit more of a matte finish on the hair. As you guys know, sometimes figures decide to go for a little bit more of a sparkly look, but the matte definitely looks really good. Wow, they did a great job on the coat especially. Really like that. There's obviously the hole that he goes in. His skin is a little bit dark, but I think it's okay, to be honest. He's obviously in that classic Kamehameha pose. I will admit, he looks a little bit, like, funny from right there, but he doesn't look too bad. From right there, he looks really good. Again, figures have, like, weird angles sometimes. Is there a hole in this one? I don't see one, so I'm just gonna rip one. Not that it really matters, but I don't know. I just have this weird thing where, like, if it already has a hole in it, I might as well rip it there. Here's the bottom half. We'll obviously take a look at them all put together in a second. But can you focus on the front, please? Thank you. So this is obviously the pants. Looks pretty good. They did a good job on this. This is obviously a little bit loose, but that makes sense, right? Very cool, though. They did a good job in the pants as well. We'll take a look at that with him on it. Don't want to damage that. His base is quite small. I did see that in pictures of him, which I think is very interesting despite how big he is. That is the base, just for a idea on the size there. Alright, so we'll put that to the side, and then we'll open up our Stumbler. Alright, so this, I'm assuming, goes right there. Perfect, because that's the big boy stand. And then this is the little baby stand, and that goes right there. Alright, so let's get that out of the way. Let's put the boy together. Alright, so obviously he just simply goes on like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. Holy cow, he's a bit of a tight fit, ain't he? Alright. Holy cow, that's good though. I like it when they fit nicely, because then you're like not worried about them falling apart. I'll work on him in a second. Let's get the stand right here. Yeah, this is like, usually they slide on and then they have kind of a snug fit. This one, holy cow, bro. My man's is like, here, actually, let me take him off camera for a second. Oh, wow, that is tight. Okay, so, I will admit, they did a good job on one thing that I'm noticing already. Yeah, I think that's pretty much as far as it's gonna go in. Yeah, okay. So, here's what I'm noticing here. Sometimes figures do this and sometimes they don't. I guess it's better to see it on the back. They raised up the belt, I guess you would just call that. I don't know. I never think it's like the belt, but I guess that's technically what it is. They raised up the belt, so then it looks like it's going over this part, because sometimes they just kind of like the skin and the belt land on top of each other with Dragon Ball figures, but sometimes they do this where this kind of like sinks in a little bit into the belt, and that is what I much prefer because it looks a lot better in terms of the figure. And he looks absolutely incredible, bro. This is such a good figure. Let's go ahead and put him on the stand. I didn't actually think he was going to be floating in the air. I mean, like, I saw that, but I thought that his one foot would be on the ground. Sorry for the shaky camera. I just wanted to make sure that was in there all the way. Interesting that tiny little foot stand. Look at that. It just kind of goes in there a little bit right there. Eeh. There we go. And there he is. Very, very cool. Dude, that is like absolutely incredible. So he's like leaning forward a little bit, which is kind of interesting. You can see the whole thing shaking because I'm like trying to push it in as hard as I can. He's leaning forward a little bit, which I think actually looks really cool, to be honest. So that's really cool, actually. Like, you can see from this angle especially that he's leaning forward a little bit. Obviously he's doing the classic Kamehameha pose, but it looks very, very good. Even from that angle, it looks super cool. They did an absolutely fantastic job, in my opinion, with this figure. I definitely will pick up the base form one when the price goes down a little bit, because obviously that would be really cool to have as well. This is our first Super Saiyan Blue figure. Unfortunately, because of my situation right now, with all of my figures being packed away, I cannot compare him to anything. But you can definitely expect in the future some videos where if I get a Super Saiyan Blue figure, I'll definitely pull this guy out and compare him to those for size comparison. But I definitely say that he is pretty tall for a figure. He could actually compare to a Grandista, I believe, or like at least Gohan maybe, just simply for the fact, I mean, like, here's a normal, just for size comparison, there's bubble wrap on it, but here's a normal like Bam Presto box. The Heroes line is about the same size, and he is taller than that. So he's still he is a very decently sized figure. I definitely think that they did a good job on that. And like, I don't know, I just think bigger figures look pretty cool, like look cooler as well. But if you're trying to pick this one up, I'll say, unfortunately, you have to wait a little bit, simply because of the fact that he is, you know, this exclusive thing to the arcades, and now he's shot up in price. That's why, again, I low-key regret not getting the base form one. And another thing real quick that I just want to note about this guy is that I'm not seeing any, like, inconsistencies or marks on him, which is obviously a good thing. I have like no complaints with this, other than the face maybe looks a little bit different from the promo pictures. That's not so much of a big deal. But usually with like Bam Presto figures, there's like nicks. I guess maybe like on the hair up here, there's a little bit of a, I don't know if you can see it there, a little bit of like a little bump right there. But that's not so much of a big deal. That kind of just blends into the hair. Also, I love this, like how long that last hair is. It did a good job with his bang as well. So this figure is like pretty much perfect, to be honest. It's so good. They did an amazing job with this Gogeta, and for being one of the first Gogeta figures, I think that it's absolutely incredible. I think they nailed him perfectly. So they did an amazing job with him. Also, I guess I can show you for size comparison as well. Just like put him next to the manga there. That's the size of like an average like Japanese manga there, and that is his size. So he's a pretty big boy. But anyway, though, that is going to do it for today's figure unboxing. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry I can't really compare him to any figures, but when we do the Vegito Blue next week, I'll obviously compare him to the Vegito Blue figure. I did give you a little bit of size comparisons. For another size comparison here, this is a average card pack. I know this is kind of like a random thing, but that's an, oh hey, thank you, Gogeta. That's like an average, you know, like cardboard thing for a card pack that you can see at the store, you know, obviously if you collect trading cards. So there you go. He's a pretty big boy. Anyhow, though, that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I think you two out. Peace. Gogeta!